You know what was popular back in the days of OG Fortnite? Challenges. YouTube was filled with challenges like the Sky Bridge, Pistol Only, Longest Game, Shortest Game, and many more challenges that would take me days to list off. But one of my favorite challenges was the Pacifist Challenge. In this challenge, you weren't allowed to kill anybody, and weren't allowed to use guns. To say it was difficult is putting it lightly. However, it was plausible if you were dedicated, creative, sneaky, and skilled enough. Since you weren't allowed to use guns, you had to find creative ways to win, like strategically camping out in bushes, using shockwaves, or destroying build fights. However, that was many years ago, and we're in a new era of Fortnite. A new era known for its sweatiness, and that sweatiness has taken over the game. Yet I still want to know if it's possible for you to win with these challenges. I tried this with the Sky Bridge Challenge earlier this year, and I'm here to try it again. This is the Pacifist route in 2022. Alright, the first thing that comes with this challenge is finding a skin that fits. We gotta find someone who doesn't use guns and doesn't like to use guns, and someone who wouldn't want to kill. At least on purpose. So I think we have two picks for this. I think we have two people who are perfect for this. We got Spider-Man or Batman. And honestly, I'm gonna choose Batman. Just because you don't see a lot of people going Batman nowadays, unlike your average sweaty Spider-Man. After choosing the perfect skin for this challenge, I think it's time we lay out the rules. Obviously, we aren't allowed to kill people, so we aren't allowed to use guns. I considered using the goo gun since we can use it to destroy builds, but you could say that about any gun, so it isn't allowed either. That leaves us with only being able to use any type of heals, shockwaves, grapple glove, shield bubble, porta bunker, chrome splashes, and firefly jars. Oh, and I'm playing this challenge on the Switch, which is notorious for frame rate and resolution problems, just to make this challenge a bit harder. Now let's get this challenge started. And oh god. Okay, you know, it's like this on like PS4 and stuff, so where the textures take a bit to load, but I don't know if Rick's Inch is meant to look like that. One of the hardest parts of this challenge is choosing where to land. Obviously, you can't go anywhere that have too many people, as you'll be easy bait. So you want to try landing on the outskirts of the island, away from everyone and far from the battle bus. This allows us to loot in relative peace with our only opponents being bots who we can easily run from. This led me to land at Logjam, where I managed to get some decent starting loot like medkits, chug splashes, shockwaves, and launch pads, before I got shot at a player and needed to make a run for it. After running around and looting, I made my way to the vault near the giant gas station, where I found that the vault had already been looted. But the guy who looted it did leave a bunch of stuff behind I needed for his challenge, which is a good thing. However, as I was looting, I heard the horrible, terrible sound of the grapple glove, and they were right above me. Before I could even make it out, the player had already started to shoot at me and killed me without a second thought. That's when I learned how much the new launch pads suck. This is gonna be a small rant, but whenever they announced these new launch pads, I was disappointed. You see, launch pads were always a getaway tool, and one of the best ones at that. You know why they were so good? Because they were always to the side. They never took up space in your inventory, yet were always there in case you needed them. Now they do take up space in your inventory, and you can only carry two, even though they do take up actual inventory space. Look, I get it. Fortnite hates the whole placing down of traps, and they added this so zero build players can have their fun. But that's my problem. They're keeping the loot pool the same between zero build and regular battle royale, and it's honestly annoying. I love zero builds. I really do. But playing zero builds and regular battle royale are always going to be two completely different experiences, and I think the loot pool for each one should reflect that. But Fortnite needs to keep everything the same, and it honestly butchers stuff like the launchpad in build mode, because nobody wants to carry them around like this. Okay, small rant over. Alright, first game was kind of a bust, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, that was the first game. That was the first attempted challenge. I don't know if launchpads are good. I think I should have just used shockwaves to get out of there. You know, get some distance between me and the opponent. The first game may have been a bust, but that doesn't matter because we learned the secret on how to win this challenge. We need a grapple glove. Not only will the grapple glove allow us to escape any situation very quickly, but if at any moment someone shoots us down while we're grappling, we can use shockwaves to keep running away and make our escape. It's the perfect plan. First step of this plan, land at Sleepy. Sleepy has a bunch of loot in a relatively small area, which means we can loot quickly and immediately get out of there. Step 2, check a text on your phone and accidentally get too low, which means you're too far away from Sleepy now. Step 1.5, land at Grim Gables and act like you meant to land there the entire time. Step 3, 2.5, find literally every type of consumable you need for this challenge except the grapple glove. Now that I think about it, I don't think this plan is going to work out, so let's switch it up a bit. Ditch the grapple glove, it wasn't that necessary anyways, and use minis, shockwaves, med mist, chrome splashes, and most importantly, firefly jars. You see, firefly jars are the perfect item for this challenge. We can destroy builds discreetly and also make our opponents panic, which could lead to them falling to their death or even being burned alive. Even though it's not the pacifist way to do it, it'll hopefully guarantee our victory. To get this plan into motion, we have to start by camping and gathering mats. Gathering materials is in case we need to build protection from shooting, and by camping, we can hide until the last couple players are left. I follow this plan, and to kill time, I try to find the perfect emote to use when I win.
Hit him with the IDK. I don't know how it won. Or, last forever, but that's copyrighted, so you're not gonna do that. Like, evil laugh? Like, it's pretty evil to win with no kills. What if I just thumbs up, be like, hey, no one needs to kill. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna hit him with the, oh, not with the guns, but I'm gonna hit him with the thumbs up.
While trying to find the perfect emote, we ran into a little issue. The final circle. It seemed like the final circle was going to be in the one place we didn't want it to be in, the water. If the final circle is in the water, this challenge is basically impossible, since firefly jars will have no effect. It's very hard to build any sort of cover, and you can't really shockwave away. In order to avoid this potential challenge ending nightmare, I made my way to Loot Lake House and hid inside the attic. That was going well until somebody happened to destroy the part of the roof I was hiding under, and I had to shockwave away. I found a bush that was still in the circle and hid there, and that's when I learned that I somehow managed to get into the top 10. We're at the end game now, which means it's time to get serious. Pull out your Wolverine pickaxe and get those firefly jars ready. Wait for some idiot to build a base next to you. Realize you only have one more attempt at this because you have plans. Make it a top 3, let the last 2 idiots fight, and then release your raid after one gets eliminated. It seemed like victory was all but guaranteed until something unexpected came up. The final guy simply ran away from the fire. Shit, this is bad, because now he's gonna build out of anything but wood to avoid the fire, and he's dead set on winning now. To make the situation even worse, the circle is getting too small and we have to try and survive in the water. I managed to run and even hit him with my final firefly jar, but the chance of victory was slim. I managed to find a boat and started to shoot down his build, but all it took was a couple of well-aimed shots for him to put me down.
Okay, that round didn't go perfect, to be honest. Like, I could have done that a bit better. I think I started throwing my firefly jars a bit too late. I should have done it while they were like more in fight. But then again, they were in the same box, so that was like at the same time the perfect way to throw the firefly jars. Okay, what I need to do this time is like when they're in the fight, keep throwing firefly jars, keep going at them. I didn't really use the chrome splashes that much because I didn't think I would. I thought they would become way more useful, but honestly they weren't.
I think it's pretty safe to say that we would have won that with a grapple glove. If we had one, we could have just grappled around him and set him on fire or shockwave him into the storm. So let's bring back the grapple glove plan, but make some changes to it. You see, the grapple glove isn't the key to our victory. Camping is. Not only will it get us to the final circle, but by then, nearly everyone will be eliminated, which will leave just one player standing between me and victory. No Sleepy, Grim Gables, or Logjam. We're landing at the most desolate place in this game, Synapse Station. Even though it seemed like other people were doing the pacifist route here, since I got shot at pretty quickly, I managed to rift and go to the second most forgettable place, Chonkers Speedway. At Chonkers, I managed to get the things I needed to win, like my heals, firefly jars, and most importantly, the grapple glove. After a couple of minutes, I found a bush to hide in, before it was left outside the circle. After making my way into the circle, I went to one of the vaults since I had enough keys, only to find out it was open. It didn't really even have any loot either, but unfortunately, while I was rummaging around through the vault, a player seemed to have noticed me and was trying to bait me out with grenades. With the storm fastly approaching, I had to use the blimp to glide away, and this right here turned out to be a big mistake. I had basically told everyone where I was, and now everyone had their eyes on me. To make things even worse, we're in the desert, where Batman's black outfit stands out, and there's nothing to hide in. But I had hope. Despite both players shooting at me, I distracted them by driving around the car, and then grappled around to avoid their shots and to rotate. I just need these last 2 guys to fight, and I'm golden. Maybe if I hide in one of their bases, then the other guy will get distracted and fight. Maybe this challenge is impossible. No. I refuse to give up on this dream, and I will succeed. I have time with one more try, and I'm gonna make this one count. I've learned from all my past games, and taken into account what went wrong in each. I now have the perfect plan, the one that will guarantee the victory, the pacifist plan. This is it, everything I worked for. I got all the necessary heals and loot. I just now have to find somewhere to camp, and this floating piece of island will be perfect. I just gotta get to the top and fly into the distance. Yeah, this challenge is fucking impossible.